her audacity, to be honest. Her audacity. And when I say audacity, I don't just mean it in an aggressive way. I mean it in the way that a person who has been through so much of rejection and socially unacceptable behavior, that has been her way of life for her and all of the community, really. For her to not go negative with that and turn it into a positive, starting to make a home for children, finding children from garbage bins. And we're not talking eunuch children. We're talking children from all genders with no medical conditions, just destitute, sex worker children. And she's making Aji Chaghar. And I'm thinking, when you have nothing, most people would be okay to say, mere paas kuch hai nahi, main kya karu? From there, she built to mere paas nahi hai to kya hua, auron ke paas hona chahiye. Let me help them. That audacity connects. Sometimes you have some sort of an example that you can look at and say, okay, this is how it has been done in the past. You want to do that, you want to do something different, is separate, but at least you have something to look at. But since an Indian female actor had never played a transgender before, I had nowhere to start, except for Mr. Ravi Jadhav, my fantastic director. He was like, let's go step by step, because I not only play Gauri, I play Ganesh, which is a man, an effeminate man, but man. So then we got Mr. Atul Mongia. I started his classes. We tried to unlearn everything that I know to be feminine, understanding a masculine side of existence, not being a man, but of existence, how a man thinks. And what all then you sacrifice because your body says, I identify myself as a woman. Now, I identify myself as a woman. So that was the easy part.
Right.
But to get to know the other side was the work. We put that in. And then we worked on Gauri separately. I had workshops with my director to try and understand what the graph of this character is, so that we worked on each level of this graph separately. We'll shoot this first. Let's work on this first.
Okay.
Let's not look at the whole thing because then it looks scary.
Yeah.
So we kind of worked it step by step. And then the physicality came in, and the director's call it was, and a very good call. He said, we will not shoot sing sound because we'll have to regenerate that voice. So, well, we finished one performance, then all the actors, all of us, we went back to the dubbing studio and we dubbed this close to the mic and tried to come as close to the truth as possible without faking anything, without trying to sound engineer anything, which is the magic of it because it remains honest. The male actors have tried to be more female in sound. The female have been more male, and of course the transgender actors, they were the right tone. It's their film. So we just literally trying to match up to that. So it's quite an experience.
Okay.
But one of the key things that we had decided when we started Tali was that you cannot try and ape Gauri Sawant.
Yeah.
She is a very strong, we'll have to go the prosthetic way. We have to go mimicking her. And then we'll get it wrong. That's how strong that persona is. So what do? We take the essence of this woman and all of what she's hiding and she's projecting, of which the hiding is far more powerful because you don't see that on YouTube. You don't see that in Google.
Right.
You know, that you see when you meet her.
Right. So that is what you're trying to bring?
That's what I brought.
To Tali.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with her permission. I think we are running really late. We should have been telling these stories. I'm glad that we are here now, at least. I was mentioning this today also. I said the Kinnar community has existed for 4,000 years.
Yes.
You know, we are running really late. It's time to just have a sense of inclusion to get past so many multitudes of divide, definition, divide, LGBTQIA plus human beings, then everything else. There'll always be, we live in a world where there is gender inequality, and there is always going to be, the United States still talks about it. And so we are still trying to understand what that concept is.
Right.
But yeah, let's not put everyone in one box.
Yeah.
As long as we remember that we are as authentic as our DNA, and each one has an opportunity at what the world thinks is impossible, but it's possible for them. Let's not take that possibility away from them.
Right.
Let's allow that. Oh, I think it's very important to be honest. This, especially where it's such a massive thing that has happened. I'm not afraid of backlashes of what that might impact or not. I know that this is something that happened to me. It will get better. I will move on to other better things. But God forbid if I'm ever in a situation where something happens to me, I know that a person on the streets anywhere in my country will straight away say, be careful, she's a heart patient. That's great, isn't it? To have a family that large looking after you.
Right.
Why lie to them? You know?
Exactly.
But in fact, they'll pray for you more. So now that's cumulative goodwill. Why not?
Yes.
How many people have that? Oh, I want them to take away a new soch, a new acceptance, and I don't want anything to, like, nobody's expecting the world to change, but a single person, and then two more maybe, and then, just it's time not just for the transgender community, but for us as people. There is a line in Tali that says, Mera parivar, bada wala parivar. So it's time for that bada wala parivar to come together. And it's enough of this. Later, you can divide on many things, but first you unite. And that unity lies in accepting you're a human being first.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.